Hi. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about, before I do some more poetry, because I just love that poetry, and you can tell from the name of this video. But I want to talk a little bit about how everything in this life is about varied unions of our own Shiva Shakti selves, of our own day and night selves, of our own conscious and subconscious self. And a skillful way to produce sustenance for the self is to see all these things from both sides. To see the conscious and the subconscious aspects of our life, to see the positive and the negative, the frightening and the peaceful, the calming, and realize that the true experience is somewhere in the middle. The conscious mind can focus on a handful of things, right? Whereas the subconscious mind has a whole world going on. And the conscious mind loves to box these ideas up in ways that are conditioned and understood, but aren't always useful, are often limiting and inhibiting. And if we could start to see some of those things the conscious mind is scared of in a way that's useful, right? The subconscious sees it and doesn't want to even deal with it. The conscious mind looks at it and says, no, I don't want to deal with that either. But if we can start to sit in the middle and be like, no, there again, as has been mentioned time and time again, meeting something with love. When you can meet it with love, you can accept it, but you don't have to hold on to it. You can accept, like, oh yeah, there is a positive aspect to this thing that I always considered negative, and transmute it, transform it in yourself. You get a much wider field of experience in ways that sometimes seem frightful, but that's the understanding, right? In this calmness, there is a sort of natural intensity. In the calmness of nature, in the calmness of life, when we can accept things the way they are, there usually is this sort of like this violence, this conflict, this destructive nature to all things in life. Time is destructive, life is destructive, but it's not in a way where it's also not constructive. Again, this union, this marrying of Shiva Shakti, Shiva being the consciousness, the awareness of it, and Shakti being the energy which makes it move, which makes it alive. The entire realm of experience, for me, at least, the more that I have tapped into it, has become a sort of eternal, endless poetry, where all of my experiences, yeah, of course, there's the allegory, right? There's the metaphor, there's the story, there's the narrative, but the flow of it all allows it so that it's not attached to any one thing. It can transform and transform and transform and become so amazingly beautiful. I heard a funny on astrology. It was about the current full moon coming up. It was just a funny sentence that I really understand and agree with. About, you'd be surprised at how many divine incarnations have appeared even on this planet during this past fortnight, this past lunar fortnight. And like, yeah, that is what it feels like. Like you find this like this truer version of yourself who can live in this way that is beautiful, that is poetic. And so, like, I'd ask you, like, have you found your divine incarnation? It's not that hard when you start to just accept the things that are coming at you more and more, one step at a time, right? Towards that ideal self, which you already have, which you already are. And how does that ideal self act? What does that ideal self do? It could be any number of things. And I love that about life. I love that about this experience. I'm reading the Kumara Sabhavam, Kalidasha's poem. That's also something I read with my husband Nelson. And we usually read it around sunset. And it's so beautiful listening to it being read and reading along. We'll read a page and a page back and forth. And when he's reading, he's the sun and I'm the moon, reflecting the light, hearing what he's saying. Or if he's reading, I might be Shiva at that moment, or I might be Pravarti. Or nature gets involved with the whole thing. And sometimes nature is playing one of those roles, or the book itself, the words, Kalidasha, the poet. It's amazing to see that transformation, to see that you can exist in any role at any moment, in any part of the story, in anyone's story. You're free to flow, and it only becomes frightening once you try to hold on to any one idea of the way that things are. But that's part of it too, right? You hold on so that when you release, it becomes more graceful. Yeah. I still have not changed my tune, and I am still so grateful for being able to hold on to that point, or maybe with this finger now. Even the little one. Of who I know myself to be. Someone to face those dark, shadowy aspects of light, or of life, to find the light within him. That black hole of life that sucks us in, when you're able to let that be part of the flow, you realize that this intensity is calm when you can give way to that level of intensity. And somehow it allows you to rest. So yeah, I think these short videos are actually working. I'm grateful again, and I hope you all have a nice day from my heart to yours.